Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of the Home Tennis Show. We're going to start with reacting to the top 3 videos you guys sent in of last week's challenge, which was the frame bounce challenge. Then we're going to do an interview / Q&A with Mike Digby, who is an ATP pro hitter who's hit with some of the likes of Halep, Federer and Djokovic. And then we're going to move on to a workout which you guys can do at home with me, and then finally do another challenge which you guys can get involved in. Let's go. So from last week's competition, you guys sent in some videos and we chose 3 that we're going to watch now. So the first one's from Oscar Bailey, so let's give it a watch.
Let's do it.
So he's in his bedroom, pretty dedicated. Yeah, so he messed up the first one, but...
I think he's got a good rhythm with ball bouncing against the racket.
It's quite high up on the frame.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty decent, that was about 17 there. Yeah, so let's move on to the next video. So the second attempt is from Thanos FR5. These are in no particular order of how good people have done. We're just going to react to some of them. So here we go.
Here we go. So he's in quite an enclosed space, which might make it a bit harder. I
think he bounced off the door there, but he got a 10, which is a really good effort. Anyone who takes part is better than not taking part at all. So now on to the last one. Let's get that up. Someone who absolutely smashed everyone out of the water, Timothy Vidding,
out of the pot.
One of Lucian's friends who's in Lucian's age group. He managed to get 110.
That's absolutely
which is like double both of us.
He's got a bit of skill. You see that skill at the start.
Double both of our scores combined, so that's really impressive.
More than double.
What did we get, like 24 and 25?
Something like that.
Yeah, so a lot more than, well, not a lot more, quite a bit more than double, which is pretty impressive. Be intrigued to know how many attempts this took him. If it was first attempt, then fair enough.
Congrats. I think he's doing it a bit higher than we do. Maybe that's a strategy that we should do.
What, on the racket frame?
Yeah.
Because we're bouncing it like on where the racket kind of goes into the head of the racket, but he's bouncing it literally on the frame. Probably harder. But there we go, that was 110. That was amazing, crazy. Amazing effort. Brilliant. Stay tuned to the end of the video to watch the challenge for this video, so you guys can send in your submissions to be featured in next week's Home Tennis Show. So next up, let's talk pro tennis. We've got into contact with Mike Digby, who's a pro tour hitter. He's worked with all kinds of tennis pros, including Federer, Novak and Halep, which is pretty incredible. We have Mike on the line now, and we're going to ask him a few questions about how the current situation has affected, his life, and basically what it means to be a pro tour hitter and what he does on a day-to-day basis. So Mike, how are you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Yeah, I think we're doing fine. So let's jump straight in. So what exactly does a pro tour hitter do, and tell us a bit about yourself, maybe what you do on a day-to-day or a weekly basis.
Okay, so I guess it's pretty similar to a lot of players. I'm part of different teams, whether I'm employed by the tournament itself or whether I'm employed by an actual player. It's very similar to what the player does. So your average day for a tournament we'll practice in the morning, and then I'll kind of be involved with the team as much as I'm a hitting partner. I'm also adding to the coaching element with some players. It just depends how long you've been with them for. But yeah, it's we'll practice in the morning. I'll have lunch with them. I'll spend basically the entire day with them.
Yeah.
Go through tactics, go through different plays on the court. I'm almost like a sponge. I absorb everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, there'll be certain patterns which certain players will want to do against opponents, which the coach will tell me, and then I'll have to implement that. Whether it's I go forehand cross, then backhand line, and then the point's open, or I'm serving to a particular spot. So yeah, I'm almost there to help the player, but in a different role where I'm not trying to beat them.
Yeah.
Another question I just thought of: do you get access, let's say in Wimbledon, to all the the players' areas? Do you get access to that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll do my warm-ups, next to Roger, Rafa, Novak, just as much as they're doing there. So yeah, I get access to pretty much everywhere. That's
pretty cool. So secondly, how did you have the idea to become a pro hitter, and how do you go about becoming a pro hitter?
Yeah, okay, so I played college tennis in the States. And had every ambition, like I'm sure every player does, to try and be pro myself.
Yeah.
Realised that realistically I might have got to a certain ranking, but for me, I didn't have the funds to really kind of foresee it properly. So I think one summer, I think it was maybe my third year out in the States, I came back to the UK for the summer, and the practice desk manager at Wimbledon said, look, we're looking for a hitting partner for the tournament at Wimbledon. Would you be around? And I said, yeah, I'm not going to turn that down. So yeah, went along and practiced with Novak. I was with Batista Agut, Muguruza, Pliskova, Isner, and made quite a good impression with a lot of players, and kind of started from there really. And it's kind of like anything in the tennis world. Once you get to know one or two players, then the ball starts rolling, and you know other players, you know coaches, and then you just get asked to do lots of tournaments. And then I think after I finished my last year, so that was as last year, so 2019, I finished in June. I was basically on the tour full time for until now.
Yeah.
Doing what I'm doing. So yeah, it's a little bit of luck, but at the same time, I think I made quite a good impression.
Yeah. So now back to today, basically. What's your life looking like right now? What are you doing, and how has it kind of changed what you do?
I mean, my life right now is very different.
Yeah.
Obviously, with really testing times for everyone, not just in the tennis world, but I think everyone worldwide is struggling in different areas. So yeah, unfortunately, I'd love to be able to tell you that I'm doing all these cool things, and but I'm not. I'm really. I'm doing a lot of work at home. I'm speaking to a lot of coaches. I've got a lot of meetings with different players just to stay in touch, stay in contact. I'm doing a lot of learning myself, so I'm watching a lot of players that I've helped out in the past. Watching a lot of them.
Yeah.
So just trying to keep myself really busy, just trying to stay fit, because as you know, you guys know, being players yourself, as much as I might not be competing anymore, I still have to be very fit, because I need to do a lot of the hitting. So yeah, just a lot of running, a lot of analysis. So nothing special really.
I think everyone's in the same boat there. Me and Lucian are doing our fitness every day, and it's just trying to maintain some sort of image of what your life was, and kind of making sure that when you go back, you're fit and ready to attack those challenges that you used to do.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think, and I think I was speaking to you two before, is it actually gives a lot of players, and myself included, time to reflect on, how the last few years have gone, like setting new goals, long-term, short-term, and for me, it gives me a chance to work on the tactical element and the mental aspect of tennis, which often we neglect sometimes. So it's just offering new challenges.
So what's the natural progression, of a hitting partner on tour? So
mainly into a coach, which is what I've been doing. I've actually based myself out in Spain at Soto Tennis Academy at the start of January. We've been working with a few players out there and learning off some brilliant coaches over there. Dan Kiernan, who is the director over there, does a fantastic job and has allowed me to come in and learn from all the top coaches over there, as well as continue travelling on the ATP&WTA tour. So yeah, it's going from being the hitter, then probably progressing up to maybe more of an assistant coach, and then eventually leading a player, hopefully inside the top 100 in the world. So, kind of just to incorporate the last question, one of the main reasons I have been doing a lot of analysis, and in that sense is because I do want to naturally progress into a coaching role.
Yeah.
And a good way to do that is from what I've been doing.
So Mike, that sounds pretty cool. Maybe one day we'll come, down to the Soto Tennis Academy, and maybe you could coach us for a bit. That'll be pretty cool, right?
100%. All guys are always welcome.
Yeah.
Cheers. By the way, guys, Mike has obviously the socials on Insta will be in the description. He also has a website which you can check out if you want to get into contact with him. And also, yeah, just thanks for answering some of our questions. We can't wait to have you on the show next week.
Thank you, Mike.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, and welcome to the workout part of today's episode. Once again, it's going to be roughly the same format as last episode, and we partnered with Daz Drake, who's one of the leading S&C coaches in the country. His links to his website and Instagram account will be in the description of this video. It's going to consist of roughly the same format, like I said, consisting of strength, speed, stamina, skill and suppleness. So I'm going to start with a few mobility exercises just to get the body nice and loose, especially if you've been sitting down at home a lot recently. So we're going to start with a nice groin stretch. You want to make sure your ankles are at like a 45-degree angle to your knees, quite wide. Your hands just in front of you, and then you just want to lean back and really feel the stretch on the inside of your legs there. I'm going to hold that for about 30 seconds. Okay, so this exercise is going to work on mobility in the upper and lower back. You're basically going to arch your back and then like trough your back, I suppose if you call it like that. So you're going to want to start with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to do this for about 30 seconds, and we're just going to stretch the back. Okay, so next one we're going to be doing, which is basically kind of strengthening and mobilizing your upper back muscles. So we're going to be lying on our backs now, like this, and we're going to basically be moving our arms from like a W position up just straight above your head, and we're going to do this 10 times. And make sure when you're squeezing, when you're back down in this position here. That's 2. 3, you want to make sure you just keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, you want to keep a controlled pace throughout the whole movement, so not like stuttering. 9, 10. There we go. Ooh, okay. So now on from the back half of the body, we're going to be working on the core. We're going to be doing a form of the plank, so we want to have our knees on the ground, so it's not full plank, and you want to make sure that your core is engaged. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Here we go. While you're doing this, make sure that you're breathing, and you want to make sure that your shoulders and your back is kind of locked out. Try and hold a stable position for as long as you can, rather than wobbling. Okay, so now we're done with the mobility stuff. Now we can move on to the skill exercise. Now moving on to the next section, which is skill. So last week's was the frog. Now we're going to be doing the stork stand, which is basically you're gonna bend your knee slightly and take your other leg, and you want your ankle just to be just above the knee. And as you can see, it's kind of hard, and you're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds on each leg. Find a nice mental space and stay calm. Try not to talk, which is what I'm doing. And just hold it there. I'm not sure quite what to do with my hands. I'm just going to leave them like this. Okay, now I'm just going to switch to the other leg and do the same thing. Small bend, bring the leg over and balance. If you can just take a fixed spot on the ground and focus on it really hard, find your balance. There we go, that was the skill for today. So we've got 2 speed exercises, both of which we're going to do for 30 seconds. First one is power skips on the spot, so let's go. So you're going to do this, make sure to just keep your knees high and focus on your breathing. Don't want to not breathe. And also make sure you use your arms, that really helps to get that upwards momentum. Okay, so now second one, we're going to take a roughly 15-second break and then we're going to do some scissor jumps. Okay, so this one's also for 30 seconds, let's go. Just alternate legs, jumping forwards and backwards. Make sure you're keeping a steady rhythm rather than going fast for the first 20 and then slowing down. Now take like a 30-second break and then we'll do some strength. So this next exercise is about strength. We've got 2 of these. We're going to do the press up first. You want to have your hands just outside your shoulders and you're going to do 10, but if you can do more, sure, go for it. Even if you want to add some weight on your back, feel free to do that. I'm going to do 10 repetitions and then have a 15-second break and then do the other strength exercise. So now I'll take about 15 seconds and move on to the next one. So this one is going to be an RDL, basically. What this means is you're going to work on your hamstring muscles. You can use a band like this if you have one at home, but this one is a bit thick, so I'm not going to be using it today. And you're going to want to place your hands on your hips, take one leg over the other, and then basically just rock forward whilst maintaining, slightly bent knees and a straight back. It's basically working on strengthening the hamstrings. 30 seconds. Make sure when you come back up, you're very explosive with the movement, coming up faster than you came down. And you want to stop the movement just about when you get to about 90 degrees, parallel with the ground. Do one more. Okay, so that was the workout for today. I hope you enjoyed it.
So guys, this week's challenge is how many keepy uppies you can do with a tennis ball. Make sure to send your videos in. We might feature them. So go to the link in the description or just DM us via Instagram on Tennis Brothers and we'll put the best videos in the next week, in the next episode of the Home Tennis Show. So Felix, I'll let you go first. No pressure.
Okay. What's a good score here?
I don't know. I'm not the greatest at football. I'm going to try and get 5.
I'm going for a bit of a different approach. I've actually got shoes on. So.
All right, here we go.
I'm a bit nervous.
So guys, Felix ended up with 4. So I doubt I'm going to do any better. 1, 2. Oh!
Lucian ended up with 3. That's a pretty decent attempt. Maybe should have worn shoes for the last one. So it's the end of the Home Tennis Show for today. So make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, and you can see us again. Hopefully you're not too bored in quarantine at the moment, but hopefully this has lightened up your day a bit. Yeah, so see you next video.
Bye.
That's how you do it.